Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in, watching, listening, wherever it is you're consuming this. I wanted to take an opportunity to sit down with one of the students, a success story of the 90-day sprint program. So I'm sitting here right now with Jessica Wright of Majestic Therapy Spa, based in Houston, Texas. So I'm really glad to have you here, Jessica. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. It's great to be here. Thank you.
Good, excellent. So to start things off, people probably don't know who you are. Can you just give them just like a general overview of you and your massage business?
So I'm Jessica, owner of Majestic Therapy. I have been a professional massage therapist for about 12 years now. And within the last year and a half, 2 years, I decided to go on my own. So I started off with a mobile business, and then it grew into me having an office. And I still provide mobile services, but I'm based in Houston, so I service, Houston and surrounding areas. I focus a lot on like injury recovery, athletic massage, sports massage, and anything in between.
Great. And so I know as we actually sit down and record this, we're like kind of in the middle of this COVID pandemic. And I feel like that context is important to mention. But what I talk about is a little bit is how have things been going in your practice lately, I guess, before everything started to shut down?
So before everything was great, I actually was signing contracts with major corporations. I had contracts with a training facility, like a performance training facility, who would train college kids going into the NFL to get ready for their pro days. My business was growing. I was gonna do the MS 150, which here in Texas, it's a big bike ride that they do usually from Houston to Austin. And they have a midpoint where they have, food and rest, and they rest up for the next day. And I was gonna go, and I had a team of people, and it was just really growing and growing and growing to, I was really sad that it kind of had to come to a stop, or not a stop, but a halt because of COVID. So, but before everything, like I said, I was signing contracts with different companies. The biggest contract I felt like my biggest win was with the Cisco company, the food packaging company. And so I would go and I would have a day that I would go to massage their employees. And that was a 2-year contract. So that was something that I was very proud of.
Mm-hmm. Now, I know things definitely weren't always this way. I can remember just like our first conversation when we talked before you joined the program. So what were things like in your practice prior to the sprint?
I think it was more, I didn't have the drive, or I wasn't necessarily in the right mindset to kind of go get everything that I got now. I didn't really have a niche. I didn't really have a focal point. I really didn't have a way to market or anything standard and stable. Everything I was doing was kind of all over the place. I was trying to incorporate everybody so that I didn't leave anybody out. But by doing that, I could never focus on a certain group of people, which after, starting your program, that's when I started to become, okay, I needed a niche. I needed to figure out like what it is that I do, what it is that I'm good at, and what it is that I want to provide. And I was happy to be able to get that from your program.
And it's really great to see how you were able to really double down, especially in like the sports area and sports massage, and kind of seeing some of the growth that you have in that area. So for you, of all the content or anything, what was the most helpful lesson or just like idea in general for you?
I think for me, excuse me, the most important one was just the beginning, like finding your niche, finding out who I was gonna go after and what I was going to offer, and being okay with not pleasing everybody. So I think really just like the niche and writing down like where I am today and what do I want in the next 90 days. So, and then basically how am I going to get there? So your program really helped me do that. Just the very first thing is like finding out the niche part. And like, I feel like once I did that, everything else just kind of fell into place.
And prior to this, had you done any other like marketing program or coaching program, or had you done any things like that before?
No, because to be completely honest, I've always felt like I don't like to be sold to. You know what I mean? I don't like for people if I see something and I want more information about it, I'm gonna ask questions. And I just don't like the like, oh yeah, come in for this free cookie and then let me sell you this package. You know what I mean? So I never really, I don't personally like the, you know, the multi-level marketing thing or anything like that, because I just kind of feel like it's all you're doing is selling, 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 which mind you, that's what I'm doing, but I feel I don't like to be felt like I'm being sold to. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. And then even before you got into the program, you know, this being kind of like your first entryway into this sort of thing, what sort of hesitations did you have, you know, before joining or even before booking a call? I know that's a big thing for a lot of people.
So my thing was I came from like a lot of, I don't want to say suffering, but a lot of uh, experiences and chaos. So for me, it was my mindset. You know, I went through Hurricane Harvey and lost everything. And within a year, I ended up losing, you know, I think it was like 10 people that I knew passed away. My grandmother ended up getting cancer. So my mindset just wasn't there. And for the last, from like 2017 to 2019, I just was in like kind of a funk. So for me, I felt like I was ready. So before then, I just knew that I didn't want to start something and I know I wasn't going to finish it because I was in a funk or whatever, you know what I mean? So it was nice to, and I needed to commit myself to something. So I felt like I saw I don't know if it was a video or something on Facebook, and it just intrigued me. So, you know, and I've seen a lot of marketing videos and a lot of things like that. And for whatever reason, yours just intrigued me. So I was like, well, let me get more information. And then I was at a point in my life to where like, okay, it's like now or never, I got to get my stuff together. And what better way than to invest in myself with something that I saw what would have been beneficial. And then so after talking to you and letting you know what was going on in my life and where I was and where I wanted to be and like what was my blockage, you really helped me believe in myself to know that there's no better reward than to, you know, invest in yourself. And you were here to help, and you've been very helpful. You know, you're very hands-on. It's not just like, okay, here's my package, here's some videos, you'll never hear from me again. You know, we get emails from you all the time and everything like that. So I know if I have a question, I can call you or send you a message and you'll be there to answer anything I need.
Yeah, no, that's great. And I'm so glad to have been able to help you in this process. And I'm sure there are people who are listening or watching and they always want to know some of the details. So let's say like for patients or clients you were seeing, roughly how many clients were you seeing, let's say an average week, an average month before? And then, you know, of course we've got COVID, but after going through the program, about how many clients were you seeing in a week afterwards?
So I would say, well, let's just go from 2019, we'll do October to December, and then I joined the program, and then we'll do January to March. So 2019, from like October to December, I was probably averaging about 5 clients a week. And that was just clients that I had, that I knew, trying to book them, doing the standard email, text message, like, hey, do you want to book your session? To starting your program. And it went from 5 clients a week to about 15 clients a week, plus events that I was doing. So like if I had Cisco, they would have the first Thursday of every month. So I would have my clients that I would see then, and then the first Thursday of every month, I would do an event for them, and I would see anywhere from like 3 to 8 people that day, So I would say anywhere, it went from about 5 a week to about 15 to 25 a week.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So for people who are watching, let's say they're not students of the program, maybe they're listening to this as a podcast episode, they're watching this kind of like on a sales page. Just after your experience, what sort of advice would you give to them? Maybe they're at a place where you were, where they were stuck struggling, and they're saying, okay, like I want to figure it out, I want to do better in my business. What advice would you give to them?
So first and foremost, you have to have your mindset. So life happens and you can't change that. Obviously, we're in a pandemic, you know what I mean? We can't change that, but you can change the way your mind interprets it and how you adjust to it and how you deal with the circumstance. So I would say first and foremost, get your mind in a place where you can progress. It doesn't have to be 100% there, because to be completely honest, I wasn't 100% when I spoke to you the first time. But I think that would be the most important thing, is to set it in your mind to want better for yourself, and then weigh out the pros and cons of what an investment in yourself would do for you. So for me, it gave me the freedom to have my own hours, take my own vacations whenever I wanted to, not having to have to ask for time off or days off, if something happened, being able to spend more time with my family, and then just really growing my business into something that in 10 years from now, I'm going to thank myself today for.
Yeah, absolutely. And for anyone who is watching or listening and they're saying, okay, the sprint sounds really cool, but they're on the fence, what would you say to them?
It's never. I mean, you're either gonna, what's the saying? Either go or get off the pot, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, if you're on the fence, you're not really gonna lose anything by joining the program, because even if this program isn't for you, you're still gonna learn information that's gonna help you in your future. So investing in yourself and believing in yourself, because that's where it comes down to. Your program is great, but if I don't believe in myself and believe that I'm worth what your program has to offer, then it's not going to do me any good. And if I don't take the information that you give me and apply it, then it's not going to do me any good either. So anybody that's on the fence, I would say, just go for it. You'll thank yourself for taking the chance, opposed to saying, I don't know if I should, or no, I'm just not going to, because the time is going to pass either way, and you're still going to be on the fence while everybody has sprinted forward.
Mm-hmm. All right. So thank you again so much for sitting down and taking the time to do this interview. And it's really been fantastic to see how you've been able to grow over this time.
Yeah.
And so thanks for everyone to watching or listening this video, this audio, wherever it is that you may be. If you're interested in joining the sprint, if you're on the page, you see a button around this video somewhere to go ahead and book your strategy call so we can talk about getting to the next step. Or if you're listening to us on a podcast or something else, you can find my calendar at lmtgrowth.com/chat, and I look forward to talking to you. So thanks again, everyone, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.